Water. You drink it every day. You wash your food, your hands and your dishes with it. But do you really know how to make it good for you? The well-known quotation, "In wine there is the truth," is only the first part of the Latin proverb. There is also a second half. In water there is health. Learn more about the water delivered to your house by plumbing, why it needs to be purified, and what happens to it after processing with the EKSVO water purifier. After water leaves the water treatment plant, it goes through rusty pipes, worn-out municipal water supply systems, internal piping in your house. On its way, it collects and absorbs iron, copper, heavy metals, hexavalent chromium, nitrates and sulfates. By the moment it reaches your tap, this water is neither clean nor healthy. The EKSVO water purifier can help you out. Why is it the EKSVO water purifier, not a domestic filter which most likely you already have? Let us compare the results. As you can see, your domestic filter removes major impurities, but it cannot restore the damaged structure of tap water, nor does it neutralize dangerous chemical compounds, which require purification at the molecular level. Some contaminants remain on the sorbent and in time start to get back into the water. At the same time, the EKSVO water purifier successfully removes all impurities and restores the lost natural properties of water. The principles of electromechanical water purification were elaborated back in the 70s by a group of scientists working at Kirov Military Medical Academy in St. Petersburg, Russia. Valentin Ivanovich Barabanov, a hygienist, became the initiator of development of the unique water purifier. However, the first working samples of the device, named BSL-MED, were only released in 2005. Nowadays, the fourth modification of the device, EKSVO, is being manufactured. Due to its high quality confirmed by scientific research, the EKSVO water is not only recommended for domestic usage, but also for the needs of the Russian Defense Ministry. Let's do an experiment. Take some water purified by a domestic filter, some distilled water, some meltwater from mountain glaciers, some water treated with the EKSVO purifier, and human blood. Now let us compare their physical and chemical properties. As you can see, EKSVO water excels its rivals at the levels of mineralization and oxygen saturation. It doesn't contain impurities or microorganisms, but this is not the most important thing. In terms of pH and the surface tension, it is only the EKSVO water that completely corresponds to the parameters of human blood and even beats the latter on ORP, oxidation reduction potential. What does this mean? The EKSVO water is ideal for assimilation in the human body at the molecular level. Most purification methods boil down to harmful substances being stopped with a sieve. The better the sieve is, the smaller particles it can stop. However, it is not capable of removing chemical substances that damage the water molecules from inside. The EKSVO water purifier processes water at ion molecular level and radically changes its properties, including the surface tension coefficient, oxidation reduction potential, and its acidity. Let us see what happens inside the device in the course of the purification process. Water treatment with the EKSVO water purifier includes 5 stages. Let's have a closer look at them. The first stage is magnetic treatment. A magnet is integrated into the cover funnel where you pour the water. It prepares the water for changes that will happen to it under the influence of electromagnetic field. Furthermore, the magnet improves the water structure and accelerates some physical and chemical processes. The second stage includes ozonation. Ozone disinfects water, removes extraneous tastes and smells, and fills water with oxygen better than any other reagent. It neutralizes ions of iron and manganese and reduces toxic compounds to harmless elements. At the same time, the useful minerals remain unaffected. The third stage is restoration. Since oxygen is consumed in the reactions of decontamination and neutralization of metals, the balance in the water composition shifts towards hydrogen. Hydrogen is a strong reducing agent or antioxidant. At this stage, the ions of heavy metals are neutralized, while the compounds of active chlorine decay. The fourth stage is the removal of organic compounds of iron. These are colloidal particles, which are extremely difficult to remove because they are very small and repel each other. The only solution is to consolidate them by coagulation. As a result, light foam or sludge rises to the surface and is removed with a special cone. The fifth stage is filtration. Finally, the water can be filtered. Under the influence of electromagnetic field, it has lost all free ions, colloidal particles and other impurities. The main part of dangerous and soluble compounds has been removed by a special sludge remover cone. All that's left is to remove their residues with a filter. So, this glass contains water which has been purified and treated by the EKSVO water purifier. As a result of electrochemical influence, it has acquired unique properties and become biologically active. The water is a real elixir of life. Very few people know that the balance of tap water, especially if it's soft, is shifted to the acid, while neutral liquids with pH of 7.2 are optimal for the human body. Think about it. We take medications for heartburn and wash them down with acidic water. We drink it every day and it slowly destroys our bodies. The lower the pH, the less oxygen can be carried by blood, the more cellular fluid is spent on maintaining the balance. No wonder that after such drinks as beer or Pepsi Cola, thirst doesn't go away. As you can see from this table, the EKSVO water has optimal pH indexes. Why can't we work cheerfully without getting tired? Why do our batteries lose charge so quickly? It's quite simple. The water we drink is charged positively, while our bodies are charged negatively. To assimilate such water, the blood cells have to extinguish the difference in potentials. This happens by means of losing negatively charged electrons. Thus, the body gets discharged and oxidized. In order to assimilate the negatively charged water, no loss of electrons is required. On the contrary, the negatively charged water donates its electrons to the cells and so helps restore their optimal charge. Due to its stable negative charge of -250 millivolts, the EKSVO water is an absolutely physiological antioxidant. Just as oil cannot easily penetrate water, tap water cannot penetrate the cells of our body. The reason is that the surface tension of water is almost twice as high as that of the cell liquid. The surface tension of water can only be altered with electromagnetic field. The EKSVO water purifier brings it down to the levels inherent in intracellular fluid. This significantly facilitates the absorption of water in the body. You can check if the surface tension has changed. Fill one glass with raw water either from the tap or bottled or filtered, and the second glass with the EKSVO water. In a few minutes, you will see a lot of air bubbles covering the sides of the first glass. The water in the second glass is more liquid and it doesn't push the gases out. There will be no bubbles. Many have seen the famous documentary The Secrets of Water and remember the captivating footage which show how the structure of water changes under the influence of external factors. Ideally, the water has a liquid crystal structure which is regular and symmetrical, but in reality, tap water comes to us with a heavily damaged structure. The energy costs for its absorption are comparable to the costs of digestion. Our organism has to destroy the warped constructions and reassemble them, so the water can be assimilated by the cells. The developers of the EKSVO water purifier present the photos of tap water structure, image 1, and the EKSVO water structure, image 2, made in a special laboratory. Just see the difference. Drinking the EKSVO water will not cure you from chronic diseases. It's neither magic nor panacea, but let's weigh the pros and cons. The EKSVO water purifier gives you a high-quality, biologically active water with strong antioxidant properties. It fully complies with the strictest sanitary requirements accepted in Russia, the European Union and the USA, and even exceeds them in a number of parameters. You can drink it without boiling, while tea and coffee on this water will taste much better. The EKSVO water purifier is reliable and efficient, and has all the necessary licenses and certificates, which can be found on the manufacturer's website, EKSVO.com. The disadvantages of the water purifier include the need for cleaning some of its elements manually, and its higher price as compared to most known domestic filters. The only question is how high you value your own health and what price you are willing to pay to preserve it. We remind you that the EKSVO water purifier is designed for the purification of tap water. The treatment of water from the rivers, lakes and wetlands will certainly make the water drinkable, but the certified quality characteristics cannot be guaranteed. More details on the EKSVO water purifier can be found on the manufacturer's website, EKSVO.com.